Hello everybody, welcome back to Katie's Bookshelf. Thank you for joining me. I do hope that you're well. As you can see, we've got Christmas at the bookshelf and I've got a couple of Christmas books to chat to you about today. And before we get started, if you don't already, if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, and then anytime I submit a new video, you will get notified so you don't miss out. And don't forget at the very end to like this video as well. Thanks ever so much. So the three books that I'm going to talk to you about today are the ones that I read over December. So I started right at the beginning of December. I didn't read as much, if I'm honest, as what I normally would. So I managed to only get through three. And these are the three that I managed to read. So I'm going to work my way through these, starting with this one, which is what I began with. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so Sarah Morgan. Can we just appreciate this cover? I'm sorry. How beautiful is that? That is just gorgeous. If you want all the Christmas feels, so if you want a bit of Christmas romance, if you want all the snow, all the traditional Christmas things that you'd kind of escape off into a magical Christmas world, this is definitely one of those books. I'll give you a read of the blurb. So, it was supposed to be Christy Sullivan's perfect Christmas escape, a dream trip to Lapland with her family and best friend Alex. But facing a make-or-break marriage crisis, Christy desperately needs time alone with her husband Seb. Her solution? Alex, along with Seb's oldest friend Zach, can take Christy's daughter on the planned trip to Lapland and they will reunite there for Christmas Day. After all, what are friends for? There's nothing Alex won't do for Christy, but Christy's plan to save Christmas is testing their friendship, especially as Alex and Zach have a difficult history of their own. As long-held secrets unravel and unexpected romance shines under the northern lights, can Christy and Alex find the courage to fight for the relationships they really want? And could this Christmas escape save the precious gift of each other's friendship? So, as you can see, there's several different things going on in this book. It is one of those kind of warm, cosy books that you can read and you kind of know you're going to have a happy ending at the end. But there's plenty in there to kind of keep you interested. Sometimes I can pick these books up when I get a bit bored. I didn't get that at all. There was a lot happening and there was a couple of mysteries in there that I was trying to work out what could this be about. So there was plenty in there to keep me entertained. So we've got Christy and Alex, who've got this relationship. They're very, very close. Alex had a difficult upbringing, so Christy is her family really. So they are really close, but something has happened that's kind of put a rift between them and it's just festering. And so you've got the friction a little bit there, and then you've got the relationships that they both have that you explore as you go through the book. I'm trying not to say too much and give things away. The reason why they are in Lapland is because Christy has got an aunt that she's not seen since she was little, and she's kind of like an aunt that's been banished away from the family, excluded, no one knows why. But after her mother died, she's now reached out to her aunt to meet her really. So she's going to meet her, and that's one of the mysteries. You're trying to find out what's happened in the past that's caused this rift in the family. So yeah, there's all these different things happening. Of course there's some romance in there as well, and all the Christmas feels. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. After the Christmas escape, I had a couple of weeks, but I didn't read anything. I was just too busy. And then just before Christmas, I picked up another book, and that one is this one. Heidi Swain's Underneath the Christmas Tree. Another beautiful cover. I've not read any Heidi Swain's before. This is my first one. I'll give you a little read of the blurb. Winter's Trees is the home of Christmas, but for Lisa Winter it's a millstone around her neck. The Christmas tree farm was her father's pride and joy, but now he's gone, she can't have anything to do with it. Until her father's business partner decides to retire and she must go back to handle the transition to his son Ned. When Lisa arrives, she discovers a much-loved business that's flourishing under Ned's stewardship, and she's happy to stay and help for the Christmas season, but then she has other plans. Will the place where she grew up make her change her mind, and can it weave its Christmas cheer around her heart? So I really enjoyed this book. I think I started it and finished it just perfectly. So I finished it on Christmas Eve, which coincides with, I think it was like Christmas Eve and Christmas Day in the book. And it just felt magical. The story follows Lisa, who's hiding from the farm really. She doesn't want to get involved with it because it's linked to her dad, who has now died, and it obviously stirs up memories, not just those memories but other memories of things that have happened in the past, and so she just wants to get in there and out as fast as possible. She ends up staying to help out for a little bit longer, and while she's there, she obviously starts forming relationships with people in the community and begins to see the impact that the Christmas tree farm has on the lives of the people in the community as well. So one of the communities that was really strong in here, it was really interesting from my personal point of view, if you don't know much about me, I know some of you do. In my past, I had a small business, a Katie's Cottage Crafts business, where I made crafty things, and there's a whole kind of crafting community that I knew from doing that, and it reminded me of that. So they've got little huts set up on the Christmas tree farm, and in those huts you had different crafters selling their wares, but yeah, I'd say that was one of the strongest themes, I'd say, through this book. Was this strong community feel. My final book from the three is this one by Jo Thomas, A Winter Beneath the Stars. Another beautiful cover. Now this is the one that I would say that isn't really, it does have a tiny mention of Christmas in there, but other than that, I wouldn't say. I mean, it's got loads of winter, snow, it's got all the feels of what you'd want from a Christmas book, but there's very little of Christmas mentioned. So on that basis, I would say that this is definitely one that you can read into January. I mean, you can read Christmas books any time of the year, but I only would like to read them at Christmas, whereas this one, you could read this into January, February, any kind of like wintry sort of feels. So I'll read the back to you. Hallie, sorry, I'll try again. Hallie has been running from her problems for years. On a courier trip to Talfors, deep in Swedish Lapland, everything is going to plan. Hallie has her bag with 2 precious wedding rings inside for delivery, until she doesn't. The only way to save the wedding is to team up with mysterious reindeer herder Bjorn, the one person who can lead her across the snowy tundra to be reunited with her bag. On a journey of a lifetime beneath the stars, with only the reindeer and a bad-tempered stranger for company beside the fire, Hallie realises that she will need to confront her past heartaches in order to let the warmth of love in once more. I really, really enjoyed this book. I think it could be my favourite one of the three. I'd say it's very close with this one. But I'd say for completely different reasons. This one's got a real Christmassy feel. This one has all the snow, the winter of Lapland feel to it. And I'd say with this one, there isn't really, I mean, there is a lot going on. There's things happening, and you do have other characters coming into it other than Hallie and Bjorn. But a lot of it is focused really on just them and the journey that they're taking, and Hallie and the journey that she's taking, and the problems that she's got to overcome and face and deal with, basically. But as she's going on this journey, the attention to detail and the description of the setting, detail of the countryside that they are travelling through. So they're travelling with a herd of reindeer. They're being pulled along on a sledge with reindeer or dogs. And it's just the adventure that they're going on, and the time that's taken then to describe the setting and the survival during this journey. There's a lot of mention to Sami traditions, so the indigenous people that live in the area, and it talks about different traditions and how they would live in and survive out in the extreme temperatures. So it's just all those small details. So even down to, like, she has to light a fire, which and it's the detail of the knife scraping down the wood to create the curls to then be able to start the fire. So yeah, so you've got that real vivid imagery in your head. So that's what I really liked about this one. So there are other characters in there. So yeah, we follow Bjorn and Hallie on this journey, but there are the characters there. So at one point there's a hotel, and you've got the wedding party there that she's delivering the rings to. So you've got some of the characters there that you kind of do come across in the book. which add a bit of humour there as well to it. But I just absolutely loved it. I love the setting, I love the characters. I would say that this is my favourite one of the three. Right, so those are my 3 books from today. Which one do you like the sound of most? Which one would you pick? Which one would be the first one you'd go for? Let me know in the comments below. It's always nice to hear what you like, what you find interesting. All 3 of those are available on my website. So if you don't know already, I have an online bookshop for pre-loved books. I also sell gift boxes and blind date books on there as well. So do go check out the link. It will be somewhere on my page. So thanks for joining me again. I hope you like hearing me talk about those books, and I hope you join me again here on Katie's Bookshelf. Thank you. Bye.